So I'm always nervous about bringing the message on Christmas Eve because we so want to take this story literally. We want to say, oh, so there was angels singing and shepherds and all these specifics. And we think then that when we take it literally, well, it's a once and a for all happening that happened more than 2,000 years ago. So here in this congregation, we don't take this beautiful story literally, but we see it as a metaphor for living. And it is lived out in all of our lives, year after year after year. The story of the baby born is a story about God trying to communicate to the world that God's love is right here on earth. God's love is in this baby. And I would say, in every baby that's born, God's love is part of the baby's makeup. And as we grow, God's love remains part of our makeup. And our struggle in life is to keep finding again the love, the divine, that holy love that's in us, and keep letting it come out. The miracle of Jesus is that he was able to take that love that was in him, and even though he was poor, even though his life was hard and his country was occupied by Romans, even though he had lots of stuff against him, he developed that capacity to love. To not only love himself, but to love the people who were around him. Those poor people who he walked with. He did amazing things because people were drawn to him because they knew his was such a positive, compassionate, open-hearted, wise way of living. I think that's our struggle. And the reason it's wonderful that Christmas happens every year is because it reminds us again that we are created for love. We're created to be loving. We're created to take a look at our world and bring all our problem-solving skills to work to make it a more loving, kind place. I think the animals got to be in the holy story because we're also to be part of loving nature and the universe, the whole creation. Now, I know that there's lots of things that hinder us or cloud over our loving. We get cynical. We get tired of being compassionate. We do something kind for somebody and they don't appreciate it. Our feelings get hurt. And so we kind of harden ourselves and shield ourselves and protect ourselves. We know how much it hurts to have our hearts broken. And we don't want to try that a second time. We live in a world where the public discourse has become so uncivil and people are so polarized, we don't know what we can say in front of each other. And so we keep silent about the things that are important. At Christmas, when we celebrate the birth of God's love in each human being, we want to say, fight against that tendency. Don't give in to that tendency to become cynical, to become negative, to become hard-hearted, to shield yourself. Instead, let the grown-up Jesus be the model and the example that really moves you. He still cared right up to the day he died. If he wouldn't have cared, he could have got himself out of the political predicament he was in. He might not even have been in that predicament, because he would have said, oh, you know, I think I'm caring too much about this, I'll just go along with people. But he never did. Don't give up on love. Don't give up on yourselves as loving, empowering, positive, heart wide open people. Because it is that our world needs more than anything else right now. We got to figure out how we can talk with people who are so scared that they can't trust love. We have to find a way to heal the fear and not give into it ourselves. That is the role of the church. That is the role of the faith. And that's why every Christmas Eve we tell it again. Don't give up on love for yourselves, in your family, in your community, in this very diverse culture that's coming to be in our world. Take a chance that, just like Jesus, you will be able to touch other people in a way that's remarkable if you remain open-hearted and motivated by love. Well, I was supposed to tell you a story tonight. Well, you'll have to come back next year to hear it, I'm sure. It was a good one, but you know, you are each the story. You are each involved in your own lives and in the life of the community. Take the love that was born when you were born in you, and just follow that example that Jesus gave. And you'll make a difference. And people will be drawn to you because they'll know you're safe and that you won't judge them or condemn them. And that's when healing can start. Well, Thank you for listening. Did you get the message? Perfect. Then that's all I have to say. And